I'd like to take this chance to apologize to absolutely nobody.
Let's go. World's Most Dangerous Podcast. Bevo P's in the building. What's good?
What's going bar for bar? Shouts out to the fans, man.
Let's get it.
That's good.
Hondo up in this piece.
Ooh. F to the R to the S to the H to the O to the U to the T. That fresh out.
What's up?
Wake up your neighbors.
Wake them up, baby. We back.
What's
back
good?
at it. We back at it. Hey.
In the building, man. Let me let the AK off, man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, shoot.
What's going on tonight, man?
Dang, with the AK, I don't know.
Yeah.
Dang.
Hey, man, I had to give him twice, man. What's good?
Man. Hey, man. Yeah, just trying to wake up a few neighbors, like you said, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, man, sometimes you got to pull that chopper out, man. Let's go.
I dang near hit the deck when that chopper came. I dang near hit the deck, man.
Hey, man, Saturday night, man. Welcome back to the channel. Fresh out, man.
Yes,
the
sir.
most dangerous podcast on the planet. We got Bebo P in the building.
Yes,
LB
sir.
the Podfather, man. And, of course, J Camp got the night out Saturday night. You know, so the single guys go in. We going ham tonight, man. What's going on your way, man?
Hey, man, you know, we're feeling right tonight, as every night. You know what I'm saying? We get on with
Mm-hmm.
y'all. Like Iceberg said, world's most dangerous podcast, Rap City, no basement. Iceberg.
Let's go, man.
Iceberg. Before we go in and before I ask you this question, man, can we let the folks know to hit the like button and the subscribe
man,
button,
hit the like button
and the share button,
man.
and the Cash App,
Hit
and
that
the
joint, man.
and the what's the other money? Help me out, Iceberg.
We got
What's the other money?
stickers. We got all that, man. Super stickers,
yeah.
super chats, man.
Super
you know
chats.
what I'm saying? We in the building.
To the Cash App, to
Hey.
the like button, to the share.
Hey,
to the
we got a good show
subscribe.
today, man. Sit back in your seat, man. We're gonna let everybody kind of slide in, man. We had a little, we was a little late today, you know what I'm saying? We don't see peak time today, but it's all good.
Iceberg,
You know what
man.
I'm
Tell the people how you feeling and how you doing, bro.
Oh man, everything's good, man. Like I said, again, weekly wrap up, man. 40. We got all the great music that came out Friday, man. Again, hit that share, hit the Cash App, man. Hit that like. Again, man, we appreciate everybody that's just rocking with us,
All
man.
day.
It's been
Welcome.
episode 126. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Man,
so again, we're building this hip-hop community. It starts with you guys, man. So again, we putting in the work for you guys. So this is about your playlist tonight. We're gonna have a lot of dope little content, but we also gonna talk about your playlist and what you need to put in there. You know what I'm saying? Especially all the new stuff, because again, if you busy with your work week, you don't have time to do this. So this is why we do it for you. You know what I'm saying?
just here to help you out. And also hit up the NFLshop.com.
Oh, man, all day, man.
Hit
Let's
up
go.
the shop
Let's
one
go.
time. You know what I'm saying? It's sports season, so it's NFL time and it's NBA time. I can hear you now, Iceberg. I can hear you coming up in the next few seconds. Speaking of NBA,
dog, come on. Also, hey, it's 65% off, man. So get busy, man. You know what I'm saying? Get that 65 in the game.
Ooh,
that
nice.
code is Save NFL, man. Get right. You know what I'm saying?
Come on.
Also,
now.
if you haven't already, man, hold it down with our guy DJ Scanless over
absolutely
at myrapverse.com. Forget the metaverse, is about the rapverse, so myrapverse.com.
Yes,
go check it out, man. You know what I'm saying? You'll definitely see us over there too. So
shout
out DJ Scanless, man. Hold it down. About to build the biggest hip-hop site, man, in the world. It starts right here,
Craig.
man. You guys go check that out, man. No doubt.
No doubt.
But man, you gotta start off, man. Speaking of starting off, you gotta start off with an apology from my man Draymond Green, man. This dude just straight punched, man, his own teammate, man. And I love this because I'm a Laker fan, so we want that evil empire over there at the Golden State Warriors. We want that to go away, man. Let's go ahead and get Draymond off of there. But like, long story short, you know, he punched his teammate, man, and the video comes out. So the question I have when you actually, you know, address this is, would he apologize, or would he have apologized if the video didn't come out? But also, before you go in, we got Beyonce snatching up another sample, man, without telling nobody, man, and clearing it supposedly. So I want your thoughts on that. But also, we got to talk about White Lives Matter with the Kanye, man. He went on that Tucker You know what I'm saying? Like, it's been a crazy week for Ye, man. But before, as everybody trickles in, man, what's your thoughts on these shout outs and topics, man, today?
Oh boy.
It's a doozy.
Yeah. You definitely got at least a couple doozies on there, to say the least. But regarding the Draymond Green versus Jordan Poole situation, I'll start off by saying that, just as a preliminary talking point, fights during sports practices happen all the time in the professional sports world, i.e. the NBA, the NFL, and such on down, heck, even down to high school practices. So, while this one is, while those aren't a surprise, TMZ Sports releasing its footage, it certainly don't smooth things out for Dre Day. I'll tell you that. Because, at first it was just reported in articles and such that this happened. But, like you said, TMZ Sports released it shortly after Wednesday, I believe it was, this past week. And, a lot of folks are scrambling in the NBA circuit probably. So, but here's the other thing. This isn't Draymond's first scuffle. I think the last one that I know of, and, Iceberg, you're more privy to what's going on in the sports world as probably some of you guys out there, that I know of was, KD, that scuffle he had with Kevin Durant, if I'm not mistaken. And, there's folks today that say, as of present day, that Dre Day was the reason why KD was driven out of the Warriors. You know what I'm saying? So to speak.
That's one of the reasons. That's one of the reasons. But this thing, it's hard to play with Draymond and hard to work with him because
go ahead.
This is the thing. Let's be clear, man. If you understand Draymond, man, Saginaw, all day long, man. Michigan State, Tom Izzo. I mean, this dude is a genius when it comes to the basketball court, man. That's why he can basically thrive in a system like the Warriors. But again, this dude he's the fire, man. So again, like I said, it's just crazy to see him go off on a teammate, especially a new guy.
Yeah.
So again, I don't know. Like I said, when the video dropped, man, it was kind of like everybody saw it, and of course he had to apologize. It makes the team look bad, and also people are questioning the chemistry now. So, what's your thoughts on that?
Well, after that Superman punch lunged at Poole's body, again, there's sports fights that happen all the time, in this behind the scenes, but. This is where we can start throwing on the or actually letting you guys borrow our tinfoil kufi, because I got a few questions and I'm gonna just start shooting them out because I thought about this after doing some research. No, but there was like a video of Jordan Poole, and I believe the last name was Wiggins.
And they were the Wiggins.
Man, talking about, we about to get that bag. And, it just makes you wonder about that chemistry because they were talking about, there's talks of Jordan Poole getting a contract extension coming up here soon. So was Poole getting too cocky, or at least too flamboyant, so to speak, due to being on the verge of getting that huge contract extension at the possible expense of Green and Klay Thompson's pay, by way of, again, a possible pay cut coming soon? And I'm genuinely asking. I really want to know, just asking the question. Also, was this video purposely leaked by someone from the league so Dre Day never receives that max deal that he's allegedly wanting? You don't think so? You don't think so, Iceberg?
I think hey, man.
Okay. Oh, hey, just asking the questions.
I think this was deliberately put out by the Warriors. So basically, hey, man, you got to come down on that price. So, hey, man, now you're like, everything's about liabilities and assets.
Yep.
So if I put out this video, it makes me have to lower your price. We still want you, but we want you at a discount.
Yeah. Yep. Oh boy, oh boy. I think you might be onto something there. Kind of reminds me of a Dr. Dre Apple deal. Once Dr. Dre put himself out there bragging along with I think Tyrese about the deals about the details of the contract. Remember, Dre was on the verge of being a millionaire. I'm sorry, billionaire with a B. But ever since he went live with whatever he said, everybody was scrambling behind the scenes. They came to the table, and that gave the head of Apple at the time the negotiating power to knock off 2 million off of the deal. So 200 million. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if this is a similar case, with that tinfoil kufi. But hey, and also let me ask you this, Iceberg, and I don't want to hang here too long. What do you think the outlook down the road is going to be looking like for the Golden State Warriors roster if just moving forward? Do you think that it's just going to be a penalty given to Dre Day and then things will kind of be back to normal happenstance, or do you think they'll have to separate Poole and Green, or how do you think it'll look?
To me, man, I think this is the get off my line moment for Draymond. So at the end of the day, I think you hit on the head where these new guys are coming in and they taking the shine a little bit. They have more role in the offense. And again, Draymond hasn't got paid yet. So
yeah. Not that max deal.
It's a dynamic involved. And to me, the chemistry is going to be fractured a little bit because anytime that happens, people have to pick sides, right?
Right.
You got to say, hey, man, he was wrong, or hey, he was wrong.
Right.
Jordan said something. Draymond had the right to do it because he's an OG. It divides the locker room. And again, if you understand the devil, this is all he does. He divides and conquers. It's very simple. He never changes the game.
Never has, never will.
Sometimes the only downfall is yourself.
Bam.
So again, at the end of the day, we'll see how it goes. But
right.
To me, this stuff like this involves leadership. And like I said, we're going to land the plane like BOP says. At the end of the day, I got to get the sound effects for when you land the plane. To me, good. I think this Draymond situation is ongoing, and we're just going to have to just tap in the middle of the season to see how it goes.
All day. But you guys share with us your thoughts, because this is definitely a heavy situation for Draymond Green and the Warriors as well. With the Beyonce situation, she's definitely building a reputation, as she has been, of just gaffling samples without having them cleared, allegedly. More notably, or at least as of late, on her Renaissance album. In this case, though, excuse me, allergies are messing with me. In this case, though, who's it? Right Said Fred generally doesn't seem to mind the use of the "I'm Too Sexy to Be" sample that they performed several years ago. Because there was many other industry artists that's been greenlit to use it. I mean, most lately Drake. So if what they're saying is true about her and or her team just gaffling the sample without permission, then it can come off as arrogant. I'm not surprised of them or somebody feeling that same way. It comes off as arrogant to not have reached out. And if Bay's team really did gain permission as they claim, then it's incumbent upon them to have proof if Right Said Fred is going to go legal with this. I'm not saying that they are, but you just never know. But I'll get your take on that, Iceberg, before I go on.
Shout out to Power 600 in the building.
Power 600, what's happening?
Hey, man, 2 or 4, yeah, we good, man. We got to hold it down. Single guys holding it down, man. Family guys, man, they taking the day off the day.
Yeah.
But Power's in the building. Let's go.
Power,
we need to know what's going on with the Draymond situation, man. What you thinking, man? Is this going to be the thing that divides the Warriors this year so my Lakers can get busy? Or what you thinking? But what's your last take on that Yeezy joint?
So I'll try to keep this one as short as possible, because there's a lot that could be said about that or this situation. But let me start by saying that I personally wouldn't wear the shirt of controversy that Ye West and Candace Owens made go viral as of late. It's just not my thing personally. And with Ye calling Sus Diddy a fed, quote unquote, that to me translates to handler of sorts to me. That shut up, independent thinking black man, and fall in line with the rest.
Well, let's
of
be clear. The last time Diddy got up with somebody, he broke their shoulder allegedly, and he punched J. Cole. You know what I'm saying? So and it hurt Drizzy, man. So I ain't pulling up. I ain't letting Diddy ever pull up, man. So nah, man.
No, apparently Ye ain't scared because he's with the smoke.
Yeah,
he's with the smoke, allegedly. Apparently. But yeah, you know,
Pyre saying Diddy in trouble too for the Ye and the Mace. So, I mean, we're gonna talk about that too. Diddy's staying in all kind of stuff, man. We're gonna talk about Sus Diddy today.
Oh yeah, he is not off the hook.
Mr. How you doing? You
man? Mr. Bathtub Grove.
Yeah, Bathtub Grove.
Doggone. Yeah, but yeah. Ye stirring up trouble again amongst the elites and the status quo up there, amongst the black excellence bourgeoisies, you know, and Diddy's the finger wagging disciplinarian that's commissioned to bring Ye back down to silence from certain rhetoric, so to speak.
Black excellence, right?
Yeah, allegedly, I guess.
Okay, we're gonna talk about him.
Yeah. That Lauryn Hill's daughter did rock the shirt as well during that fashion show. Yep, that's true, Power.
And she defended him after the show too.
Sure did. So makes you wonder how Miss Hill's feeling about that. But you know, definitely interested to get your final take on that iceberg as well as your guys' thoughts.
Pyre's going in today. Pyre's going in. He on that yak today. Kanye is a scammer
/ grifter, signed and
quoted by
Ebro Darden, aka Old Man Ebro. Wow. Okay. All right. Well. All right.
Well, this is the thing, man. I think Kanye's in the middle, man. Like he's in the place where he's getting the money, but he's also seeing what's going on with people who's getting the money as well. When he talked about Jared Kushner,
Josh
Kushner owning 10% of Skims, a company that he created and pretty much built on his own with his wife, and then finding out that he owns 10% at a dinner party, you know, to me, I think he's understanding what's going on, but at the same time, it's almost overtaking his creativity and almost his sanity, you know. So at the end of the day, man, I think if you understand what he understands, you have to get out the game. You're trying to basically play the game as a player when you're going against the creators. You're never going to win. So at the end of the day, man, he has to figure out what he's going to do and stay a part of it, unless he's a part of the situation too, to keep everybody on some other stuff too. And let me go ahead and play the tinfoil joint.
I was about to say.
At the end of the day, man, Kanye might be a player too. You never know. So again, he's distracting us from maybe what they got going on. But again, Pyre's on point, man. I think Ebro again, you know, he's just as much. He's got just as much pull than people think, because he's the big dog at hip hop over at Apple, which controls the playlist. So again, Ebro's another gatekeeper. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to Kathy and Dolly for stepping to him that one time. You know, about Hot 97 playing real hip hop.
Yep.
So again, like I said, to me, I see Kanye's point, but again, I know he likes to cause controversy, to put light on certain things, especially his wife and what she's doing and what he thinks he shouldn't be doing. So at the end of the day, man, we'll just see how this plays out. You know what I'm saying?
Will.
Again, shout out to Pyre 600 in the building.
Shout out to you again, bro.
But again, Diddy's also been in the news for saying that this dude has never hurt any of his artists and scammed any of his artists on Bad Boy Records. He said he's never took any money from the artist.
Stop the cap. Stop the cap right now. Stop the cap. No bullshit, bro.
Diddy, stop the cap.
Stop all the cap.
And so, of course, Mase come through, and then let's be clear. He was on Breakfast Club. We know the Breakfast Club, like, or any interview, because we have a platform. Actually, shout out to Al Scratch. He'll be on the show from Ill Al Scratch, man, one of the dope hip hop groups in the 90s, man. He's going to be rocking with us on Tuesday this week. Come tap in. But let's be clear. When we talk to somebody, we'll send them a Q&A and send them questions so they can approve the questions, because we don't want to ask them something that they don't want to answer.
Right.
So, again, Diddy went on Breakfast Club with the questions he already knew they was going to answer. or asked. So he answers basically defend himself because he's been hearing it. We basically blast him all the time. Pause. He knows that his legacy is littered with basically deleted artists, but also people who he's burned in a while. He also said Mase only did one album, and let's be clear, Mase did Harlem World, Double Up, and he also did the Welcome Back joint. Plus, he also wrote pretty much like half of or maybe 50% to 70% of the No Way Out record for Diddy. Let's be clear.
Come on now. Come on.
And all the verses that he did for Mariah Carey and all the other stuff, the stuff he kind of helped Big write. Let's be clear. You know, he was on the one. He's the one that ushered in 112.
Yep.
With the Only You remix, man. Like, let's be clear. So again, what's your thoughts on this whole Diddy thing? Number one, breaking it down on the artist tip, but also on the Mase side of it. What's your thoughts, man?
Diddy's been capping for decades now. Everybody knows it, and like so many other status quo folks out yonder, he's banking on the attempt, which is what you and I talk about, off camera, Iceberg. Folks like him, you status quo, elite, so-called top tier guys or folks. They're just banking on the attempt to try to take back control of their narrative, since some truths of credibility or lack thereof, they've been sticking gradually after so long, because folks from grassroots sectors and just from the soil have been really consistent with what has been found to be true. And, with the increase of social media, there's information is able to reach more of a mass amount of people than when Mase came up with, the Bigs and the Diddies and the Locks and, the Children of the Corn and so forth. Media there was no such thing as social media back then, but now there is, and I will say this is also, as Mase indicated, sus Diddy, he's also banking on the fact that, as he said, in his own words, after Biggie, Black Rob, and Craig Mack passed on, and G-Dep, believe he's locked up still. Every other former bad boy,
Loon was locked up and he got out.
Yes, yep. I mean, basically everybody else more than likely has signed a non-disclosure agreement of some sort, where sus is not only out on circuits like the Breakfast Club purporting that he's always been innocent, so to speak, but he's trying to punish Mase by claiming that sus is owed that $3 million rock and not the other way around. And these folks, they do not like it when they're held to account. So they not only want to do this, wag that finger, wrongfully so, but they want to make you feel guilty or try to make you get punished somehow in their own way. And Mase isn't, he's not
gaslighting, basically.
Yeah, exactly. Gaslighting. He's, Mase is sticking by his guns. He doesn't care. He's sticking by what he knows to be the truth. Hence why, that's a threat to folks like Sus Diddy, and also hence why Sus has been doing what he can to clear his name.
Power saying his mama got the receipts, Nick.
Yep. Hey.
Hey man, Mase said it, man. Mase said, "Hey man, your mom, you got everything in your mama's name. You know what I'm saying? Let's be 100. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
yep. And
Power saying G-Dep still
okay. Yep. Okay. Yeah. I thought that might be the case, but
let's be clear. Let's be clear.
Yep.
We know who Diddy learned everything from.
Go and share it with the people.
Let's be clear. You may have to Google this. Pull your phone out. He learned everything from Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. Do we know who that is?
I'll let the people take the guess if they're feeling frisky.
This used to be a monarch of a certain rapper turned CEO. Andre Harrell used to rap under the name Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde.
He sure did.
Man, this is why I rock with powers. Let's let the AK off. Let the AK go.
There you go. See? That's why you got to ask him sometimes.
This is why, hey, man, power, dude. This is why we rock with you, man. Real talk. Andre Harrell taught him the game. He taught Diddy the game. Let's be clear. Diddy used to take the train 2 hours to that to the label that Andre created, man.
Yep.
So
we talked about that too. I think it was early this year or maybe sometime last year.
Well, when he passed away.
When he passed on. We had talked about this, I believe. Yeah. Yep.
So when he
great
made
job.
Uptown,
Great job.
He used to basically go up and take the train from Harlem to Uptown Records.
Yep.
He learned the game.
That's right.
So again, you know, Diddy he's contradicting himself when he's saying that he's also trying to help people when he basically you've been screwing people for years. And let's be clear, who owns Biggie's publishing?
Who owns his publishing? He has it in his son's name. Doesn't he?
So again, are you and then on top of that, you put Big in a situation where he had to sell it back to you.
Yep.
You put Mase in a situation where he had to, you know, sell you some pub and try to get it back. And let's be clear, Mase already addressed it when he got with Sony. Sony got his publishing back to him. You know what I'm saying? Of course, he had to pay for it, but he got it back.
He did.
So again, let's be clear. Diddy can say all he wants, but this is why he's never addressed it. Because if it really gets out there, let's be clear too.
Let's go.
Before Craig Mack died, he said that he was in a car with the
blicky, and
he was going to do something to Diddy, and God told him to go down to North Carolina, South Carolina, where he ended up joining the church. So again, if he was living, I think he say something different too. You know what I'm saying? But again, Diddy took advantage of some of the relationships that he had. And also, again, don't get me wrong, he put a lot of brothers on. And of course, it's on you and your legal team before you sign any documentation. That's on you.
Yeah.
So nobody did you wrong. You didn't read the contract. Right. Or you're thinking that somebody has the best intentions for you when they really don't. Diddy, in my opinion, like Mase signed with him when he was a teenager. You know what I'm saying? And let's be clear, Diddy's been a gatekeeper. He could have signed DMX. You know what I'm saying? Didn't sign him. And there's tons of people he could have signed. So again,
and he has none of his artists that are standing by him, maybe with the exception of like a Shine now, since they performed fairly recently early this year.
I guarantee you, Shine, when he did that bid for him, because we know who really was wilding out in that club that night.
We do.
And we know who took the rap. And of course, before Shine became political, shout out to my dude Shine, Diddy try to give him the same lawyer. So we already know what that time was.
Yep.
So
sure do.
Yeah, maybe the lawyer. Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, Diddy's a very special character, man, because you want to love him because he has a lovable character. But let's be clear, that character was built off of Mase's lyrics.
It was, and obviously Biggie's legacy.
When Biggie passed, it was Mase's pen who kept Bad Boy up and running. Let's be clear.
It was.
You know what I'm saying? Mase is that dude with the pen. You may not like it. You may think he's corny, but Mase is it with the pen. Let's be clear. To this
Mase
day,
is nice with that pen. He's real nice with that pen.
Those ain't Rolex diamonds. You done to that? So when he came in the game, DMX, Jay-Z, all these dudes, he was doing more numbers than them.
Yep, correct.
Off that Harlem world, 4 times platinum.
Harlem on the rise.
Let's be clear, you know what I'm saying? Like DMX came in, roughed the game up. Mase came in and smoothed the game out. That's what LB the Podfather would always talk about. You know what I'm saying? Mase smoothed the game out. Had cats wearing leather little overalls and patent leather overalls. He had the locks and the bad boys wearing those green little outfits and them shiny little suit joints.
Yep. Shiny suit era. You know who Diddy doesn't have smoke for directly?
No, go ahead. Go in.
A certain person by the name of, I don't know, Gene Deal.
Shout out to our man Gene Deal, man. You know what I'm saying?
Salute to Gene Deal. Power 600, who made the original Juicy beat?
I know who made it.
Go ahead and school him.
It was Pete Rock, correct?
Don't think Pete.
Come on, Power. Who was it?
No,
it wasn't Pete.
No, I don't think Pete Rock produced on that one.
I'm Googling on right now.
Man, that one escapes me.
Original Juicy beat. Pete Rock version. Yeah, Pete Rock. Come on, man.
It was Pete Rock?
Yeah.
Wow. Shoot.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Oh, well, learn something new all the time.
Security man.
Yeah. All right. Well, there you have it, man.
I guarantee you, Pete can tell some stories about Puff. You know what I'm saying?
Oh no, actually, Trackmasters. That's who did it. Okay, yep. Yeah, I was gonna say I don't remember. I don't remember Pete Rock producing for.
There's a Pete
Rock unless it's
version.
a remix or something.
Right.
Okay.
There's
a
Pete Rock version. That he did, excuse me.
Yeah. So it was Trackmasters.
In a 2008 interview with Wax Poets, the issue came up again. This time it was revealed that Biggie thought Pete Rock was making Juicy for the former group mate. So like I said, we gotta do a little bit more digging on that.
Okay.
But
I mean, either way it goes, Diddy sus. Mase is on his coattails. And I personally don't think, Gene Deal. Again, shout out to him. Good looking on that Power 600.
Go check out his YouTube channel too. It's fire.
Oh, yeah. You want the real deal on what happened during the Bad Boy era.
And he just came out with his book too this week.
Go ahead and support
on Amazon. So it's getting busy over there. Shout out to Gene Deal.
Don't be surprised if you see it on a certain Wednesday. I don't know, book of the week. But
again, like I said, man, Diddy. I don't think he wants to smoke with Mase because again, Mase has, and shout out to Magic Johnson. Mase did some business dealings with Magic, and that's why he could stay afloat. So what no church money that he was having, and a lot of it wasn't his publishing because it's still owned by Sus. So again, it was a lot of the business dealings that he did with Magic Johnson and his theaters and other businesses that Magic does. That's why Mase has been afloat, man. It's still eating. So shout out to that too. But again, Mase is like the dude who Biggie schooled. Let's be clear, but before Biggie passed, he was putting Mase on the game about Diddy because Biggie was going to allegedly leave too. Then what would Diddy really have?
Well, not much, apparently. And yet, Power 600 said, before Magic retired. There you have it, folks.
How do you think, before we get out of here, man, how do you think it's going to play out, man? Do you think like Mase is gonna pull out some receipts? You think? Because Diddy said he's gonna have a documentary, basically pulling up receipts.
And again, well, that narrative could be spun in a whole host of ways. Knowing how Diddy gets down. But I'm sure this is gonna be an ongoing saga. I personally don't think that the Breakfast Club appearance did sus Diddy any better favors for him personally.
Do you think he was going on there thinking it would?
I think he was. I think that personally he was thinking that it would because there's he's trying to rebrand himself out here. He's banking. He doesn't like the fact that there's somebody out here by way of Mason Betha reminding folks, or at least informing folks that, hey, this guy's not all peaches and cream. He's a dirt bag, and here's why. You see all the artists that's left and so forth. I mean, so again, Diddy don't like that. He's playing handler. He's trying to play handler on himself right now. You know what I'm saying? Because he's not as prevalent as he once was, over a decade ago. So that's my thought. But again, it's going to be an ongoing saga. Your thought, Iceberg, before we move forward.
Again, man, I'm Team Mase. You know what I'm saying, all day long, man. I'm a little biased, man. But at the end of the day, man, like I think this is a great thing because I think for independent artists, man, this is with Tory Lanez getting a nice record, man, doing this thing, man, selling 25,000 copies this week.
First week.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, man, this is just showing people why you don't sign with somebody and you basically go in the mud and get out the mud yourself, man, because you'll have handlers like a Diddy, man, doing this thing. And, when you hear that, that means that it's time for the dude to move the topic, by the way. So I think, man, at the end of the day, man, I think it's gonna be an ongoing story, man. We're gonna definitely keep you posted on this one because it's gonna get crazy. It's gonna get crazy, man, because Mase don't play. I'll tell you that right now. Mase ain't no buster. He from Harlem, man. Let's be clear.
Yep. Oh yeah, all day.
And we're gonna keep it in New York, man. We're gonna go down to Yonkers, man, and talk about Styles Peter Ghost. You know what I'm saying? One of my favorite MCs, man. Let's be clear.
Indeed.
SP is serious, man. You got to rock with SP. And before we go in there, Pyre said, yep, we did that Commission album. Locks was supposed to be on there. Biggie's labels too. Capone and Cam too. Yeah, Biggie was gonna take everybody with him, including Styles P.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Like the waters run deep when it comes to this Diddy situation. And again, Styles P said he gonna throw a refrigerator at the dude.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
He did.
Let's be clear. He was gonna throw a refrigerator at Diddy, man. Let's stop playing.
Hey, yeah,
man.
they were serious about that.
You know
about their publishing. Yeah.
And again, remember he had in the contract. They can talk about it. They can again. That was the whole thing when they went to Rough Riders. This is crazy how this stuff's all just sinking in. They couldn't talk about him. They went on the radio station one day and aired him out, and then Puff went crazy because
I think it was him and Jada. I think. Well, maybe it was all three, but I remember him and Jada for sure. At the time,
Jada was going in.
Yeah. Maybe Sheik was there, but go ahead, bro. My bad.
But shout out to Styles P for still holding it down, still doing his thing, making that money, represent New York and that juice, the juice bar they got.
Man, I can't wait to hit that up.
Got it. Shout out to Styles P, but Styles P just announced he's retiring from his solo music and albums. He said he's giving everybody enough. He's got basically a couple little albums in the work before he gets out of here. But what's the legacy on Styles P and his solo career?
I mean, the legacy is right there on the screen. Well, it was on the screen by way of what Power 600 posted and what you just got done vocalizing as well, Iceberg. Power 600 said Hot 97 takeover, let the locks go. That's what it was. Yes, it was on Hot 97. Yes, thank you for that, bro. Yeah, but I mean, let me start off by saying, in addition to what you brothers had communicated, meaning Iceberg and Power 600, Jadakiss as of late has been on a serious wave ever since the epic Locks versus Dipset battle on stage where Jada took the crown that night, not for him, but for the Locks and really just for hip hop that night and last year in 2000. And arguably that year in 2021, but career-wise,
in the building, gotta let the AK off for Nightmare.
Nightmares,
salute, man. Hey, he's saying salute SP all day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's his favorite guy. Yeah,
holiday style. You know,
that's his favorite Locks member. Yeah, and I'm right there with him. Just
We're
career-wise,
gonna talk about another Nightmare dude too. That RJ Payne a little bit later too.
Yes, we are. Stay tuned. But career-wise, though, yep. Oh yeah. No, but in terms of the career situation of the Locks, and this is no shade on Jada, definitely not a shade on Sheik either. Styles P, to me, was always considered the most consistent and arguably the most proficient Locks member of the three, with more solo LPs, mixtapes, and I want to say even more collab albums than even his group member Montega Jada. And again, Jada had and still has a successful career in the industry. Same with Sheik, you know what I'm saying? And they're all brothers, you know what I'm saying? I just want to, give flowers where they're due, you know what I'm saying? Lyrically, man, Styles P's been a monster. He was arguably the most relevant hip hop artist, you know, from a lyrical space not that long ago. And arguably still could be, you know, still is rather, but so it will be dope that he'll still be around in regards to oncoming Locks material, features on people's songs, I'm sure, and concert/shows, festivals, you know, situations of that nature. However, with him stepping away from not only solo music in the capacity that we just spoke on, but also he's stepping away from his CEO ownership duties from the juice business as well. It goes to show me that he's really starting to at least seriously look to place himself in a more, and as he put it in so many words, spiritual, physical, perhaps an overall healthier state than he has before he runs himself down ragged, because we see him just, you know, doing his thing, but he's probably thinking about the fact that he's got to fix his roof while it's still sunny outside. And if that's the case, then I personally would rather him do what's best for his well-being overall than my desire as a fan to want more work than what we currently have. But
Nightmare is saying that Styles P is top 8 favorite all-time East Coast rapper. Do you agree? Do you put him in the top 10? Let's not go all the way back in history. We're going like 90s to now.
I could put
top 10, top 25.
Definitely top 25, top 10. I don't know, but he definitely is deserving of it. He's definitely deserving of it.
Facts.
So I will. You agree too? Okay, bet that.
Styles is just different, man. He's different.
Yeah. Yep. He is different. Oh man, I mean, he's. I think the album title at the time,
Power saying top 15.
I could see that for sure. And there's so many hip hop artists, but like you said, Iceberg, if you go back historically, there'd be so many that would flood the list that it just wouldn't even be fair to even them or just certain people. But real quick, I think that what makes Styles P so dope is the fact that it's what he called himself, the gangster and a gentleman. So he gives that gangster rap, but that street rap, but he also can do a song called I'm Black, da, 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 and he'll rock on a joint with Black Thought, on Black Thought's first
he can still do a party record with Akon,
and do a party record, man, and it was a smash single.
Can you believe it?
Yep. And with Rick Ross. What was that? I think I'm Big Meats.
And then first of all, let's be clear, he wasn't even supposed to get on the record.
Right.
That was sent to him on accident. and put 32 on that joint. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But it just goes to show the level of how eclectic his presence can be to fit in the pocket of how he needs to and just be able to do so well. But I said more than enough, bro. I'll let you take the floor as well as folks out there.
Before we get out of here, do you think more artists should be like this and set up a retirement plan to say, I got 2 more albums and let y'all know that I'm doing these last 2? You think more artists should do that?
Absolutely. More artists should, because the industry isn't. Children featuring Pharoah Monch. Absolutely. Power 600. Yep. That joint. Yep. All day. Oh yeah. Yep. Produced by Pete Rock. Yep. But I do think that maybe even if it's not in the same fashion, there should be a plan moving forward after you reach a certain age or a certain stage in your career in this music industry, whether you're in the industry itself or you're independent or something, because there's no retirement plan provided to you by the music industry. There's no 401k provided to you by the industry. There's no, investments that's going to be given to you by the industry. So yes, I do think that artists need to have financial foresight for their own betterment.
Thanks. Hey man, I gotta let the AK go for Simply Marvelous.
Simply Marvelous.
He's saying he's giving us enough work to last a lifetime. Facts. Hardest rapper in the last 15 years. But where do you rank him though? Maybe even in New York hip hop, Simply Marvelous. Is he top 10, like 90s and up? Is he top 25? And then also, do you think artists should start doing this and saying, hey man, I'm letting y'all know in advance I'm retiring, so go ahead and get these last 2 albums because this is what I'm gonna do. You know what I'm saying? Since we don't have a 401k for rappers, you know what I'm saying? So they said saying, hey man, I got 1 more record and I'm out. You know what I'm saying? Right. What do you think on that?
Right.
So again, man, I think
this is
a dope move.
As we wait on that answer or answers, who was it? Was it Gucci Mane or Yo Gotti? Somebody, one of them are so step back in order to focus on maybe not the 401k aspect and all that, but didn't they step back in order to run a label? Who was it that signed Glorilla? Yo Gotti, right?
Yo Gotti with that paint on beard. Shout out to Yo Gotti.
Yeah. I mean, he could still be out there just as much as he was back then, but he took a step back and take an ownership role. But Nightmare said,
and he's flourishing in that joint too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yep. Wanted to see a Styles and Beans versus or SP versus, which is Styles Panero versus Pusha. Ooh, that would be nice. Yeah.
Yo Gotti. Angela Simmons, get that old puss from Angela Simmons, that old dusty joint.
Rather the other way around.
That's the Beijing Nightmare talking about his beard and bull.
That Beijing.
Beijing bull.
Sponsored by Khaled and Diddy. Diddy.
Hey man, we got to talk about your other favorite group, man. Quavo and Takeoff, man. They actually came out with a collaborative album. Real talk, man. I kind of like the first part of this album. I ain't gonna front. The first part of this joint was dope. Let's be clear, it's a slide off of that that only built for Cuban links, but they're talking about infinity links on this album. And I know this is one of So Marvin is saying top 15 seems about right. Couldn't argue with the top 10.
And that's regards to Styles.
Yeah. I agree.
In relation to Styles. Yep.
Yeah,
Styles, P. Yeah. Yep. Okay.
Again, I think that Beans. I think Neymar said something about that Beans and Holiday verses would be really, really dope too.
It'd be kind of hard though with the vocal situation that Beans.
But we gotta spit it. We gotta spit it. How they said it getting better though. You know with it. You know what I mean?
That's good. I hope so. I hope so. Really do.
But we gotta talk about Simply Marvelous's favorite group, man, out of Atlanta, man. Quavo, Takeoff, that minus Offset, man. Amigos with their first collaborative album without Offset, aka Bobby Brown. You know what I'm saying? Over there, Atlanta's Bobby Brown, you know, on that white, you know what I'm saying? He's on it, man.
With that crooked jaw.
Man, with that crooked yeah, he's on that crooked jaw. But
and that Gumby slope.
And let's be clear, this album started off really, really dope. They had an Outkast sample on there where that was really smooth. Obviously they taken a little bit of Outkast off the album cover. You know what I'm saying? I think this is a dope joint. Shout out to David Burns in the building, man. Watching from that Cedar Hill, Texas.
Shout out to Cedar Hill, Texas.
Man, gotta get an AK, man.
Let it off.
It was good. Thank you for joining us, man.
Thank you.
Hit that like button too. If y'all ain't hit that like button, cuz. But this album was pretty good, man. Offset, I did miss Offset a little bit. But what was your thoughts on this only built for affinity links, man, from this now duo? Quavo and Offset, and do you think Quavo and Takeoff, but do you think Offset's coming back?
Well, we'll see about the Offset coming back situation because that's kind of hard to gauge. I know there was a story that came out about, and I don't know if it could be gossip, but about so one of the group members sleeping with the other group member.
Oh, but this thing, Quavo said that in the song Messy on the album. He said, hey,
he did.
If you just wanted to smash the homie, we could have set it up.
Yeah.
And let's be clear, Lil Homie, Sweetie, she was taking pictures with Lil Baby, which obviously Lil Baby and Quavo don't get along.
Right.
So, of course, we know how certain women are. And shout out to our beautiful black queens, but we always know when they get a little upset, the Bible says that they can also be the craziest thing on the planet. So of course, Sweetie's like, you know what? I got the McDonald's deal. You over here wilding. I'm gonna get with Baby. And so to me, that's where some of that comes in there. But I think she smashed the homie. What? She smashed the homie. I think Offset smashed too. What's your thoughts?
Well, that's what I was getting at without saying the name. So I don't know. Let me see. Fresh out. About
come
this
on,
before
man.
The DMX. Come on. See, this is why. This is why. Come on, man. See, this is why.
This is why you come to Fresh Out. We mentioned this, man, before the VMAs.
Much love, bro. We sure did talk about this. Now, come on with the come on, baby.
Shut up, man.
Come on with the come on. No, but I mean, I don't really have much more than what we've already spoken. Shout out to Iceberg and Power for that mention that Power just stated down there. But I will say about the album from preliminary listen or preliminary hearing of it, the most standout songs on the album just might be their singles, which is Big Stunner and Birdman and Us Versus Them with Gucci Mane.
I love that Us, but this thing, I'm not a Mopar music dude, but that song is dope. I like it.
It is dope. Yeah, it's dope. And go with what you said a few minutes ago, Iceberg. I also think it's dope that Outkast basically gave them the nod to use that sample and essentially the beat of So Fresh, So Clean.
And it's banger. It's a banger too.
It is. I believe the joint's called Bars in the Captions. So, and speaking of Outkast, that To the Bone, it kind of sounds like a Dungeon Family beat. I'm not saying it was, but it kind of has me thinking that it sounds similar to a Dungeon Family production style. But you know what? Young Boy Never Broke. He fit well on that one. You know what I'm saying? By the way, I noticed that they mentioned the quote, "Since we fell apart, I found another shark, broke my heart so much. I had the chrome heart. And don't let no N-word try you. Is what my mama told me." And it was on the album's second track called Tony Stark. You know what I'm saying? So Tony Stark was, obviously Iron Man, but and it could have been a nod indirectly to Ghostface since, with the Cuban Link reference. But could this have been an Offset reference, with the bars that I just cited for you guys? I mean,
Well, Simply Marvin saying I haven't heard the album yet, but I heard a couple of joints, good energy, good vibes. Pretty much all I can say from them. And that's what you. And this thing, it's Mopar music. You go. This is when you put it in the deck. You in a Chrysler 300, Chrysler Challenger, man.
I knew you was gonna say that Challenger. I knew you was gonna say that
Challenger. And you doing donuts in the neighborhood, man. This is for anybody who's got a Challenger or a Charger, man. This is your album. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But again, I love the record, man, for who they are. I think it's good. I think it's still the end of it. It gets kind of, it's like listen to a Chris Brown album with 40 records. You know what I'm saying? Just all the songs end up sounding the same, but they started off really good. I think there's certain records that you definitely put in your playlist from them. Even if you a hip hop dude, you know what I'm saying? I think you still rock with Quavo and Takeoff, Offset, aka Bobby Brown. We gonna see how it goes because again, we always thought Quavo was the guy who was gonna do go solo first. Obviously, Takeoff with Cardi B and all the stuff they doing. You know, she's basically giving them a little gas and a couple dollars, man. You know, to get moving. But again, I think this is a solid album, man. What's your last thoughts on this before we move on?
Well, yeah. In addition to the Outkast Black and White background with the Ray and Ghost Cuban link, similar poses. I also like the YouTube visuals of this album where Quavo and Takeoff, they're rapping one another's or each other's verses in what looks to be like a real studio session or setting. Also, they're also, you know, if they're not rapping, they're just letting each song play from basically from front to back, rapping their verses. When they're not rapping their verses, they're grooving to parts of it, and instead of rapping, you know, smoking, so forth, just vibing really. And it's really respect for them both to get the cosign from Raekwon, who was the originator of the duo rep and fan bond via a jewelry link reference. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, the album.
I think that Infinity also talks about friendship and loyalty.
Well, yeah, because apparently it's the strongest bond of
so
jewelry.
It's a sneak diss to Offset.
Yep, could be. Very well could be. But
Pyre saying once again, Quavo Takeoff versus Offset and Lil Baby. It ain't so sweetie anymore. Quality is out of control, man. Shout out to Pyre,
man. A lot of references
the jokey
there.
Jokes, man.
Oh, man. I do think that. Real quick. I was going to say real quick. I was going to say that I do think that the album is pretty cool for Unconfused first duo effort, and as long as they keep at it on a consistent basis, of course, while still tweaking some odds and ends, as you mentioned, to kind of find their lane where they not only consider the advice that you gave, but find their lane to where they can craft absolute smashes. Unconfused does have a solid future if they keep on this path.
I think this album is Shaq when he went to Miami Heat, but again, we'll see how it goes.
Okay.
But speaking of jokes and speaking of on that last leg, we got to talk about Kid Cudi.
Here you go. I can hear J Camp now.
Stop. Shout out to J Camp, man. We got to give Kid Cudi that.
Uh-oh.
This album is horrible. Let me tell you the whole album. It's all that humming, man. It's trash. But again, shout out to Cudi for taking the nail polish off and then makeup off for actually dropping his joint and actually being a real MC for a minute. Yeah. But again, Intergalactic is the album. It's also a adult cartoon animated joint that's on Netflix.
You're right.
This is basically the album version of an adult Happy Meal.
Wow, that's a good analysis right there. In short, that's a good man.
I think the idea was dope, but this is like the baby. Like this is why you falling off with your artist. Let's be clear. This album, he's a major label artist. Kid Cudi has stands and don't come for us in the chat. You know what I'm saying? But Cudi has loyal fans, but he only sold 2,300 copies of this joint or streams or whatever. So at the end of the day, this wasn't a hit even with his own fans, man. What's your thoughts on the rollout for this joint, but also listening to it, which basically sound like a bad a bad dream, in my opinion.
Well, according to those numbers that you just cited, allegedly or apparently the rollout wasn't the best. Honestly, I didn't even know that Kid Cudi had an album until I think it was last week. So, I didn't know beforehand. And I'm not saying I have to know everything, but I thought that somebody of Cudi's nature would have had a supreme rollout, but I'm not sure who dropped the ball on the marketing side. But
remember, his album got leaked with poop sounds on it. Actually, let me give him another one. So who do you think had access to his album?
Do you think it had something to do with Ye West before they split their partnership? Are you?
I think so. I think Kanye was like, word, hey man, hey, engineer, put some poops on that joint and leak it on Reddit.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Poopity scoop, right?
Let Serena Williams' husband get a hold of that.
Stop.
Smelling funny too.
Stop.
Let me get into Serena Williams' smelly husband.
Stop. Time out.
Let's get into Serena Williams' smelly husband's website.
No. We'll be right back after these messages. We're back, ladies and gentlemen.
If you sent your album to 10 people and it ends up on Reddit with poop sounds on it before it comes out, come on, man.
Dang.
It had to be one of the homies.
Dang. Ooh, you just Draymond Green to Jordan Poole. Let's be clear, album.
Man. Somebody put poop sound on your album and then leaked it to Reddit, aka Serena Williams' smelly husband.
Stop. Where's L when I need him? Stop it. Yikes, stop. Somebody in the comment section help me
musically. What was your thoughts on this though? You know what I'm saying?
Oh man, I'm still trying to. Wow. Oh, it just don't stop.
Dude, I was running trying to get away from this joint. Like, it's horrible.
Speaking of those sounds, shout out to the Chris Pratt being Mario situation. You don't sound like Mario, but oh man. Oh boy. There were some tracks I was digging and some I wasn't.
Shout out to Ty Dolla $ign. That Ty Dolla $ign record was decent. Ty Dolla $ign saved it a little bit.
Okay. Yep. I think there was two. There was two of them, I think. I have to look, but
he saved both of them.
I imagine you're talking about that. I think it was Willing to Trust, maybe. I forgot the name, but I do like that Willing to Trust. Living My Truth, though the hook could have been better, in my opinion. The Maybe So, that She's Looking for Me, and Somewhere to Fly, that has a nice dance groove to it. But like I said, the other tracks, Oh, and I do like the intro because it did kind of set up a vibe. Which is funny because it sounds similar to what you said, because the intro was just, what you said just sounds. Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
Dang, Iceberg, you couldn't say the princess in the cartoon. Yeah, pretty much, man. Prior saying, dang, Iceberg said you couldn't say the princess in your cartoon, bro.
Nah, that Princess Toadstool couldn't get saved. That
last boss, man, got me.
Oh, man, but at least a couple joints I can remember that I wasn't feeling was that Can't Believe It, because I think that one should have been better produced. I think that one had the feature of 2 Chainz on it. But, yeah, and then the other one that stood out as I can't really rock with, it was the Burrow. And My Drugs sounded like interludes to me. They should have been cut in half, but you know what I'm saying? I guess they're all right. But overall, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't the best Kid Cudi, but it wasn't the worst, I don't think. But I'll let you have your final word on this one, bro, if you have any. Okay. Well, then again,
I think first of all, let's be clear.
Go ahead, bro.
Cudi was on stage at Rolling Loud. Somebody threw something at him and he just walked off.
Okay. Yep.
then he's wearing like a whole bunch of Bridezilla joints, into like all the little fashion joints and all that, wearing the wedding gowns. Then he comes out with this album, which this was supposed to be a continuation of Man in the Moon 3. I think he meant well. I think he was trying to be on some Travis Scott bull.
I think so too.
It was like Dollar General Travis Scott
because of the psychedelic sounds and acoustics and such.
Now, don't get me wrong, man. Like if you tripping, like I don't do drugs, but if you doing drugs, it's probably your joint. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I was talking about the sounds though, the sounds of the production.
Even the production, hey, it's psychedelic. Little, get your little lava lamp on. You know what I'm saying? But to me, again, I don't do that.
Lava lamp.
Get your lava lamp and get trippy. Guy. You know what I'm saying? Get your little Let's Go Brandon little sauce. Since he letting everybody out with all the weed anyway.
I might be done for the night, folks.
Come on, man. Let's go, Brandon. So again, like I said, man, this album, man, is I think was meant to try to get you to watch the Netflix joint. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, we need some music to go with the joint. It's gonna be a big deal.
Let me ask you,
hey man, go ahead. Sometimes it just don't. What you doing visually, what you doing to match some sound beds visually don't make a good album.
So let me ask you this though. It sounds like what you're saying is, in short, this doesn't work as a standalone LP. Do you think that even though you might not have seen the intergalactic automated,
it might have been great
animated film,
it might have been great with that.
Okay,
it might have been great with that, but as a standalone, no sir. You know what I'm saying? Like we're not. He stressed. Yeah, basically, he stressed. They basically. So again, Cudi, and also let's be clear. He also said himself he's gonna stop doing albums, which he should.
There you have it.
So
we'll see what happens soon.
And it's sad because man, it's almost like watching your favorite boxer, your favorite athlete, man, tear the ACL and never come back the way they should. I think Cudi, because he was doing a lot of self-healing with the alcohol abuse and that kind of thing. Remember, he went to rehab and got back cool.
Yeah.
I think we never saw Cudi at his peak, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? So again, it is what it is, man. But shout out to Cudi, man, and his fans. Don't be coming in the chat. We gotta also talk about, man, our guy, man. Rest in peace, man. Drakeo the Ruler, man. This is his first album that he's dropped since his estate has dropped since it passed. No support really from the label, and it still did good. I'm not a Drakeo the Ruler music fan like that. He has a couple, like 2 tracks that I really like on here. But real quick, what's your thoughts on this before we move on? Because this is a quick boy. This is almost like a mixtape, and like I said, please stream it just to support his family. You know what I'm saying? Because he does own this project right here. So what was your thoughts real quick on this before we go in? You know what I'm saying?
Like you said, man, I couldn't have said it better. I just have like one quick mention, so to speak, and that's the same as what you stated. First of all, rest in peace to Drakeo the Ruler. You know what I'm saying? That whole situation involving what happened at Once Upon a Time, that festival late last year. I believe it was December of last year. That was sad. So condolences to his family and loved ones still from then and onward. So there's that. But outside of which, also, I really don't have to say on this album song by song on a comprehensive level. Drakeo was a straight up street cat that let that lifestyle be known in pretty much every single song he wrote. You know what I'm saying? Including his latest Keep the Truth Alive album here. His brother Ralphie the Plug is on here a couple times as a feature with Drakeo for the Take Yourself Out Dawn. S word. But also Stop Me. But Drakeo's bars are essentially him mocking broke cats, him having again that S word thoughts here and there a couple times us or so. Talk of him, not him, but talk of certain folks being ops, taking cats out and overall hood activities he's engaged in. The way he delivers his rap doesn't spark my interest either, ID. I will say at the same time, his production and engineering quality does for sure.
Oh, this sounded really good. It sounded really good.
It really does sound good. So while I wouldn't personally bump this album for album and recommend for, regular playlist, this would be I'll say Draco's low and raspy voice to his core fan base they'll definitely love this album. I think they will. But that's my synopsis.
Again, my thing is I'm not a Draco music fan. I do like him, when he was on the Earth, man, moving around, shaking. He was doing big things, man, in LA, man. He got respected.
He did. He even got that Drake feature.
Facts, yeah, he got the Drake joint. But again, dude's name's Draco. Live by that kind of work. It's unfortunate that it happened before he basically blew up to superstar status, what I think he would have done on the West Coast. But again, this album, to me, you got to stream it, check it out. There's some great records on here. I like 2. I'm definitely gonna add 2 to my playlist. But again,
okay.
Shout out to Draco the Ruler, man. You got to support dude, man, and his family, man.
Absolutely, definitely support, especially if you're a fan.
Speaking of support, man, this is my favorite album, man.
Let's go. Which one? Oh,
my man, I'm gonna still call him Crooked Eye, man, and my guy Joell Ortiz, man. One of the crispiest lineups in the game, man. Shout out to them cats, man. This album, man, called Harbor City Season 1, to me, is an instant classic. I'm gonna call it an instant classic. Y'all can basically come back next week or when we come back on Wednesday. Tell me that you love the album. This album right here, and let's be clear, if you don't know who these guys are, they're the duo 204 from Slaughterhouse, man. It's sad, man, because you see what Slaughterhouse could have been if they would have kept it together, because these dudes are spitting. The production on here is crazy.
It is.
The bars and the lyrics are just out of this world. So if you added on Joe Buttons and Royce 5'9", oh my God. But Crooked Eye and Joell did their thing. What's your thoughts on this album, Harbor City Season 1? I thought it was amazing.
I could say so much about this album in relation to what you said. So I'll start off with the fact that 911, that song sounds like it should be a single with a video, since it's a dope street joint, but with a groove to it of sorts. It was also dope to hear some production heat makers, but with a more introspective level of production regarding the songs. Vibe Higher, that featured AZ on it at the end of that track.
The AZ, man. We need you on the platform. Let's go, baby. The Vibrate Higher, featured AZ. Don't Forget About Her, which is a song about the females coming up, from the struggle and dealing with certain challenges. Track called Underground, and they produced Ocean Terminal. I mean, again, it was dope to hear from those, with these two artists spitting on there, because, we're oftentimes used to heat makers, doing like an energetic, vibrant track. And these tracks were still hip hop, but there was more introspective. That track Community Center is dope. It's a dope joint too. That was good. What he talked about going back in the day. That was crazy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like you said, they talked about going back in the days and how each of their respective community centers from where they're from served as a safe space. So when they were younger, and how certain counselors and volunteers were there to look out for their best interests. And the beat switch from Joell Crooks was nice too, midway. That pawn shop jewelry joint, it's basically that cautionary tale of
that was fire. The beats of fire on that,
man. That cautionary tale of getting caught up while going the wrong route in the life of crime, and it uses a great sample here because for those who might remember, or if you've heard it, they used a couple samples which I just knew offhand. They used the drums from the Impeach the President by the Honey Drippers, but they also rocked over the sample. I recognized it instantly, but Juan, for his only Built for Cuban Links 2, used it for his kind of like an interlude track. But that sample, not the drums, but the sample itself, that was for that joint on that Cuban Link 2 called Pyrex Visions track. You know what I'm saying? So, which was a dope interlude. But that D to the E to the A to the D body, that's an introspective one that talks about the passing of the passing of their fathers or their dads that they never really knew at all, or at least the last time that a conversation took place. And really as well as a few other family members for King Crook. But I could really go on and on with some other facts, such as how each artist did a dope solo of their own home cities. But I'll land my plane there and let you speak on this some more, Iceberg.
This is the thing. This album is just amazing.
Amazing.
Me,
it is.
I was like, oh, this is, it's gonna be a same old boom bap. The production was silly. Let's be clear. Man, that Heat Wave, the Holy Water, the AZ record. Again, everything that you said was spot on. I mean, again, if you're a hip hop fan, this is masterclass. This is masterclass. We've had a lot of dope records come out this year. This is top 25. This is top maybe.
It's up there for this year for sure.
It's top 20 in my opinion.
For 2022. Yeah, for 2022,
it's up there.
Okay,
it's almost like what Simply. It's almost like what Simply Marvelous was saying. It's definitely top 25. You could argue top 20. You know, there might be five here and there that might even go there. And this is crazy for some cats that are not on most people's even radar.
Right.
They dropped a classic to me, an instant classic. I'm not saying 5 mics and nothing like that, but
critically acclaimed
for this climate, and most people don't even write them off as top tier MCs. They're almost most people say, "Oh, that's Joell Ortiz and Crooked Eye." That's I'd rather see this than that. This is on the JID level.
Yeah.
This is on the JID. If you rock with that JID album, this is on that level. That Brooklyn song.
That's one of the solo tracks I last mentioned.
The Brooklyn song. Joell Ortiz killed that.
Yep.
He killed it.
Hey. And then that King Crook's solo too. I think it was
they and I love the fact that they kind of played it on. Like, they have the interludes where it's like a Netflix movie.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Season 1. I love it because now you're like, okay, what's gonna happen on the next joint? So again, it gets their core fans the music that they want. Since Joe Buttons is over here just talking about the same topics we talking about after we talk about them.
Gotta clear my throat on that one. Sorry, I had to sip some tea. That's real talk, though. It's real talk.
So again, like I said, man, imagine these 4 dudes getting together and working on records
in the same capacity,
on the same level. Yeah. It just kind of shows you. It's kind of sad that we don't get that. But again, man, shout out to these dudes. King Crooked, Joell Ortiz. This Harbor City Season 1. Amazing. If you're a hip hop fan, this whole album goes on the playlist. This entire album goes on the playlist.
Yes, it does.
Let's be clear.
I gotta give it up to Crook and Ortiz for this one as well. Iceberg, right with you first, because this is the second album that released in 2022. That's only 6 months apart between that initial first album they dropped. Well, not technically first, but you know what I'm saying. The album that they just released in March. And then this one was released in September, 6 months apart. So these brothers are on their grind. And though I just remembered that they first worked together on an album called Hard, was an acronym, they dropped a solid project, letting off steam, and their side of the events regarding what happened on with Slaughterhouse and, with their March release. And, they've already musically moved on from with this one, which is a thematic album, or the M word, which is M to the U to the R to the D as in Dorothy to the E to the R, Crooked Cops and overall street life. I'm telling you that even the end of the theme of this album is pretty dope. Really, well, the beginning, even from the beginning, but really the end, once you hear every skit, is pretty dope. If you listen to the album all the way through, it's kind of movie-like. I also like the artwork blend of NY and LA visuals on it. You see the Statue of Liberty. You see palm trees. You see just, a few blending visuals. And if King, Crooked, and Joell Ortiz keep up this level of consistency, folks, then the only direction that they could go is up. So peace to King Crooked, peace to Joell Ortiz for another dope album. Harbor City Season 1.
Again, like I said, this goes on your playlist, man.
It definitely goes on the playlist.
Shout out to those brothers.
Oh yeah.
We got to talk about another brother, man. We got to keep it in New York. New York is going hard in the paint, man. Let's be clear, man. We got to LA, Atlanta, Miami, y'all got to get up. Chicago, y'all got to get with New York. Let's be clear. But let's talk about another legendary MC, man, in the game, man, going down the Queensbridge. Man, that Cormega, man, just dropped another joint, man. He hasn't dropped one in a while, actually. It's been a long time. But The Realness 2 is out. Cormega, to me, did a great job on this album. You got a Nas feature on here. Like I gotta give him I gotta let the AK off, man, for our man Cormega. Lloyd Banks, Havoc on production. What's your thoughts on The Realness 2?
Man, sheesh. Oh boy. I'm telling you. Well, I know we already broke down Cormega's first song released called Essential that Havoc produced.
Go back and check it out on Fresh Out. That's why you come here. We already spoke about it. Let's go.
We did. We sure did. It had the moving two-headed snake, I believe, the golden one, with the black background, I think. But
that's Sus Diddy little joint. Okay.
Yeah. That was Sus. That was Sus Diddy. Yep. I mean, nice verse on that Street Runner produced Paradise track, by the way, having Havoc and Mega. I mean, man, serious. But regarding XL's involvement, let's talk about that. That What's Understood is crazy, and it was dope to hear Mega give us his flowers, or rather give not us his flowers, but give flowers with multiple song references on the first verse with Biggie songs and Biggie references and some Pac references again on that first verse of the song called White Roses. Dope. And its entire second verse was straight up giving credence to every single foundational member of the Wu-Tang Clan. That was dope. So it was nice to have him spit a verse with no beat at all on the interview-esque Age of Wisdom track, which is kind of toward the end of the album. And like you alluded to, shout out to Nas for finally coming through on a Cormega album, as they both ripped it on that track called Glorious. The Alchemist produced, you know what I'm saying? If you noticed as well, here's a deep one too, or semi-deep. Cormega is giving the listener a part 2 of a song that he did on the first Realness called The Saga. Again, from the first Realness. And it's even on the same track as the first one, which is track 4. So if you're not careful, some might miss it because her name is hip hop, Mega, pun intended. Some of y'all will catch that if you know what I'm talking about. That track called Her Name. Her name is hip hop. But go ahead, Iceberg, because this one's heavy too. This album's heavy.
Again, I wasn't a Lloyd fan in his prime, and to me, ever since he's coming back, man, pause. I'm loving Lloyd on the record. Nas dropped some jewels on there. It's just good. It's just refreshing to hear them doing it, because again, Queensbridge is just one of those spots, man, where everybody should be working together, man, especially nowadays to get this bread. So I love to see Havoc, the Queensbridge.
Oh yeah,
on there, man. So this is a Queensbridge situation, man. Everybody from Queensbridge stand up. This is definitely an album to represent the neighborhood, man. And again, Cormega did this thing. The album cover says it all, man. Looking out the window, man, with the little NY joint on. Again, Cormega, we gotta get you on the platform. We hit up your people and holler at us, man.
Holla. Real quick, brother, if I may.
Go ahead
on this one before we switch. This again, I gotta say, this is a epic album. Arguably, I'd have to go back on his work, because that Mega Philosophy was, I think that's the one that Large Professor solely produced for him, if I'm not mistaken. But this is arguably either his best album that he's crafted yet, or at least one of his best. It's even dope to Mega pull off a Ray and Ghost Cuban Link too, as you alluded somewhat, but he pulled off a Ray and Ghost Cuban Link, 1 and 2, because the artwork that you just mentioned, if you look at the artwork from the first album, he's doing the same thing at the same location. He's looking out the window just with a different outfit, you know. So, you know, he's representing for the realness situation there. His wisdom from the first realness LP to this one showcases the growth of not only choice and production and skill, but also as a man maturing through the course of life in his age of wisdom. Pun intended there too. So definitely check out that Cormega, the realness part 2. Definitely one for the playlist. Another one for the playlist.
Another one. You know
and another one.
Another one. This is a dope situation, man. You got to check it out, man. Again, Cormega. I think he did his thing on this joint, man.
He did.
And I'm excited to hear some more, man. I want to see some visuals too. I hope him and Nas get together and drop a visual for the record. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just for Queen Bridge, you know what I'm saying? One time, you know what I'm saying?
I do too.
Again, shout out to Pyre, man, for holding it down the entire show, man. Shout out to Pyre, man. I love the AK out, man. If you just rocking with us, man, tapping in with us, man. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Fresh Out Show, no E in that joint. Hit the like, subscribe. You know, every Saturday we try to give you guys all the little records that drop that are actually good for the week. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, again, all this stuff dropped on Thursday and Friday for the most part. For a couple of dropped last week.
Some of them.
So we put in the work for you, man. So, you know, at the minimum, hit that like button, man. Put a comment in the joint, man. It helps the algorithm, man. Helps us get out there and put out some real hip hop music, not that fake Mopar music. But again, the albums were crazy this week, man. But there were some singles this month that was real crazy, and one of them was from my guy Talib. You know what I'm saying?
Kweli. Yeah.
Hey, man, Talib just dropped something with Madlib. Madlib, we got to get you on the show, Madlib.
Holla at us.
Man, Madlib just did his thing, man, with Freddie Gibbs. He just dropped another one, Talib. Kweli.
Yep.
This record was so dope, man. This shows the just dopeness of Kweli in his, like, it's almost like prime Talib. You know what I'm saying? This record was dope. Of course, Madlib just murdered the track. You know what I'm saying? Simplicity at its best, but just dope. What was your thoughts on this record, Longevity?
First off, shout out to Chino Chase for shooting the video for this one. For Talib. Also, when you see a multitude of past visuals, such as Black Star video clips, you see solo music snippets, or snippets that represent a solo, or stem from that. I think I saw the Arsenio Hall footage, some Arsenio Hall footage with them. You know, reflection as well too. Concerts performed, podcast, various interviews, along with even cats like Chance the Rapper and Snoop even. You know what I'm saying? That was shown on there. You see Dave Chappelle, a clip with Dave Chappelle, because, you know, he rocks with the Black Star team and, you know, the grassroots hip hop space. You know, Chuck and the Deuce, Dave Chappelle was. Spike Lee, you know what I'm saying? Giving the nod and so forth. Overall, just, again, longevity in Talib Kweli's career, just being given to us and shown to us from the 90s, which he was there during that golden era, from him to now, and that a salute, man. But before I end off,
half Eternal Black Star, half of Mad Villain. You know what I'm saying,
man? Yeah. Man. But the only other thing I could say, man, is the joint's pretty dope. Madlib killing as usual on the beat. I imagine this might have been given to Kweli sometime before or during the Black Star No Fear of Time recording sessions. I mean, either way, though, I'm excited.
So you think this is almost like a solo record, almost like Joell Ortiz, the Brooklyn joint in the Harbor City with season 1. This is probably like a cutting floor joint he's putting out.
I don't know that Madlib's producing the entire album, but I wouldn't be surprised if this was kind of like one of those beats that just didn't make the Black Star album, or maybe this was just solely picked for Kweli. I mean, either way, I'm excited to hear another Kweli solo album. Stick to music, not so much politics, brother. No disrespect, but you know, definitely looking forward to the music. Man, definitely looking forward to that solo album that's coming up. Shout out to you for the Longevity single. Dope single. Yeah, man. That's all I've got for this one, man.
Again, Talib, man, almost like it sounds like prime Talib, man. Like
it does take you back to
I love
that.
the fact, man, that this year we've been blessed with a lot of good hip hop, man. A lot of great records,
really
man. A lot of dudes coming back on their swag. Again, Talib, man, stop doing the politics. But we love to hear the music. Do the politics and the music, man. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And we're not knocking your hustle, man. Get your podcast.
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely.
But at the end of the day, man, we want to hear the music. I understand the Black Star situation was not on streaming platforms. We need an album that's on streaming platforms, or we need one that you're basically dropping on your website that we can go buy. Another one. You know what I'm saying? We just want to hear music. Again, shout out to Crooked Eye, King Crooked, and Joell Ortiz. That's the second one they just dropped this year. If you're a rapper, let's rap.
Right.
If you're a podcast. But to me, we need the raps from Talib. And shout out to Madlib, another blessing, always.
Yes. Oh, by the way, indirect nod. I've noticed. So Talib's last name, government last name is Green, I believe. So it's kind of unique to see the title longevity along with right before that Talib being the color of that green. So I just wanted to point that out. But yeah, dope first single with the dope visuals, and let's get some more dope music from you, Talib. Definitely looking forward to it, bro.
Like I said, man, it just shows why Talib's who he is, and how this little joint jumping off. And I hope the Conway Bus, BDK,
Big Daddy King song comes out. Yeah. Just rhyming with the biz sample. Oh, we need boy.
We need that. Ooh, boy, but another one that came out, man, with some dope legends on it was my man RJ Payne. He just dropped. And shout out to Brooklyn, Philly all day long. You know what I'm saying? RJ Payne in the building, one of Nightmare's guys, man. That landlord face. He connected with Ice-T. Let's be clear. Remember, he just opened up a recording studio
with Tretch.
Yep. So this could be a little situation that was in that studio. We got to find out. But Ice-T and Bum B on the record, man. That's crazy. And let's be clear. This is a great record, man. This is really dope. This is a really solid single.
It is.
I wish that Hot 97 and other hip hop, quote unquote, radio stations would start playing this kind of music, because this is what we need to hear in the streets, and also, man, where we in our neighborhoods, man, not just on streaming platforms. Why don't you actually promote records like these? BOP, what's your thoughts on this record, man? Bullets and Broken Glass album cover, the single cover's dope. What's your thoughts on this record, man, with Ice-T putting out bars, not just on the TV show, but actually in the booth with Bum B?
Man, RJ Payne with yet another hip hop banger here. Salute to RJ Payne, man. The man is on a roll as he called himself or considered himself here on this song. He's on a roll as the self-proclaimed modern day G-rap second day generation upon on this one. That's how he considered himself. So that could be argued, maybe. I'll let y'all decide. But RJ Payne obviously killed lyrically on here. Bun B did the same thing, killing, going second on this joint, and reminded me of a movie I haven't. This movie was an on the low classic, but Bun B reminded me of this during his verse. At least as a low key classic to me. And that movie he referenced was The People Under the Stairs. That one used to be a favorite of mine back when. I don't know if y'all feel different, but anywho, Bun B, hey, bruh, hook us up. Drill burger, bro. You know what I'm saying? You and me at X, shout out. Bun B brought it lyrically as always. And Ice-T, man. Ice-T brought that heat, man. And let me just say, arguably, you could put Ice-T up there as arguably one of the best to do it in 2022, because there's been at least a few rappers now that has had his vocals on their stuff, on their album.
Fact.
You know what I'm saying? Rock Marciano, The Game. And here we have RJ Payne with the actual verse, though. I mean, and again, Ice-T brought that heat, man, with the actual verse. Though I would have liked his vocals, Ice-T's vocals, to have been turned up a little bit higher on the mix. The verse was nice.
And the studio just got working, you know what I'm saying? They're working on it, you know. They're working on the mix, you know. But I did notice that too.
Okay.
And to me, it almost sounded like the record was done. They sent it to Ice-T to do the verse. And it was like he sent the verse back, and you couldn't really do too much. You know what I mean? It is what it is. But
I mean, hey, no, I ain't hating. I
ain't heard no Ice-T bars in a minute.
And to hear these bars, it essentially reminds us of why he pioneered the successes that he garnered from the music industry, TV/film. Shout out to Law and Order SVU. You know what I'm saying? And his role as Tutuola. I remember. And you know. How he's basically that unf-wittable OG when it's all said and done. Cartoon Beats did it again on the beat for RJ. Right. So I'm really looking forward to Leatherface's album here. Could be I might not even say could be. I think the upcoming RJ Payne album here is going to be a very serious one. But final thoughts, bro.
No,
as well as you, Iceberg, if you're still here. As well as you, Iceberg, if you're still here, because I know that's your guy too.
No, like I said, man, at the end of the day, man, it's classic hip hop, man. To me, this year, hip hop won. Even on
it did.
I would say a mainstream level with the BET Awards. This is a great year for hip hop. I hope all y'all are embracing what's going on, because this is like a tsunami type of joint, man, with all these records that been pouring in. And hopefully you guys are supporting it, streaming it, putting on your platform, putting on your playlist, going to these dudes' websites, buying a merch. Because again, man, you can't say ain't no hip hop out here when it comes out and you don't support it. So go stream this, go play this record on all the platforms, man. Show RJ Payne some love. Again, RJ, we need you on the platform. Holler at us, man. Definitely 100%. This is a dope record, man, and I love the lineup, man. Bun B and Ice-T.
You're talking about crazy. The South, in no particular order, the South, the East, and the West.
Crazy.
Come on,
and
man.
This record is you can play it in the slap. You know what I'm saying?
You can.
You play it on the train.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This is a great record, man. Shout out to RJ Payne. He's been dropping hits, man. And again, he's just solidifying his name, man. Let's be clear. Shout out to RJ.
Shout out to RJ Payne, man.
Before we get up out of here, man, what's your final thoughts, man, tonight, man?
Man, final thoughts, man. We just appreciate y'all for rocking with us tonight. To all the newcomers, welcome to Fresh Out, the world's most dangerous podcast, Rap City. No basement. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Thank you so much to all of our supporters. Thank you for all the moderators as well who helped to hold down the Hip Hop Junkies, our Facebook Fresh Out Hip Hop Junkies. Go ahead and check that out. Again, if you haven't, hit the like button, share, subscribe. If you're feeling frisky, go ahead and hit up the Cash App that you see on the bottom corner there, and hit up the super chats as well if you're feeling frisky. Definitely do what you got to do to stay safe. Do something special for your significant other if you have one. You know what I'm saying? And God bless you all. Bless you all. And without further ado, Iceberg, take us home, bro.
Hey, man, like I said, man, it's October, man. You know what I'm saying? So just watch out for some of them joints, man. It's choosing season, so watch out for them exes, man. People from coworkers from your job that's trying to basically look for some help because, again, the interest rate just went up, man. There's going to be some job freezes, so everybody ain't looking for love. They're looking for help. So just be looking out for them sob stories. And the biggest thing that you don't let nobody move into your house.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
Man.
The holiday season also, man, is about family. So let's be clear, man. Let's make sure you're making them phone calls to grandma, making sure you're checking on mama, checking on pops if they still living, man. Again, this is a family platform, man. We do nothing but fam. It's all we do. And it starts with hip hop, man. So at the end of the day, shout out to Power, Nightmare, Simply Marvelous, LB the Podfather, man, Jay Kent, man. All our guys always hold us down, man. Our day one dudes, man.
TBS Les, what up?
TBS Les.
Texas Brown Sugar. Yep.
Devon, man. You know what I'm saying?
Touch 182.
Touch 1. You know what I'm saying?
Hip Hop VCR.
Hip Hop VCR.
North Carolina. Yep.
So again, like I said, shout out to all our day ones there, man, that holding it down. We're gonna keep on giving y'all some clips. We got some people now that we hired now, so we get our clips out here. You know what I'm saying? So again, Look out for more Fresh Out, man, on your timeline. Hit the like button. Even if you don't watch the video, just hit the like button and comment, man. It helps the algorithm out. Again, Bebo P putting in work for you, man, tonight. We try to give it to you every Saturday. Pause. Again, check us out on Tuesday and Wednesday of this week. We'll have Al Scratch on, man, from Ill Al Scratch, man, 90s dude. Still dropping records, too, man. He just did one with Large Professor, man, a while back. So, again, we're going to have him on the platform Tuesday.
It's nice.
Wednesday, regular show. Again, man, Bebo, man, take us out of here, man.
Hey, man, we just want the best for you all. And we say that at least as a first thought because, you know, I try to make it a point to say this to some variation or degree. There is no Fresh Out with us. And we really mean that from the bottom of our heart.
Fact.
You know, it's not just, you know, us four as, you know, the Fresh Out host, but it's fan biz, you know what I'm saying? Just like the firm's first single, you know, it's fan biz. So, you know, it's you guys along with us to help contribute to the content in order to keep hip hop pure and in order to keep hip hop media as organic and untainted as can be from the heart and from the soul. God bless you all once again.
Amen. Fresh Out, Iceberg Slim, Bebo P, LB the Podfather, J Camp, man. We out, man. Peace.
Peace.
I'd like to take this chance to apologize. Absolutely nobody.
Let's go. World's Most Dangerous Podcast. Bebo P's in the building. What's good?
It was going bar for bar. Shouts out to the fans, man.
Let's get it.
Good.
Hondo up in this.